Hello again. I hope you're having an incredibly glorious day and that everything that you put your hand to is successful. Since you're hearing this, I'm assuming that you're interested in a lucrative business opportunity, so I recommend watching a video that talks about the perfect business solution. It's called ONPASSIVE, the Perfect Solution. If you haven't seen it, it's on this channel. You may want to check it out. It gives you 10 characteristics to assess when you're looking for that perfect business model. Today we're going to talk very briefly about why ONPASSIVE has not opened yet publicly, and then go on to explain what a founder is and why being a founder with ONPASSIVE is 100 times better than waiting until we open publicly to join as a customer or a reseller. To get started, let me streamline your understanding by giving you some facts. A few years ago, Mr. Mufareh couldn't find a business model that actually worked with the ethical standards he wanted, so he set out to learn exactly what was needed for online success. He turned to universities in his search, but even though he's got a master's of information technology, he couldn't find any programs offering degrees in network or digital marketing, not even an associate's. But he did find executive courses of study through Harvard offering conceptual instruction for the internet businesses that taught a whole lot of theory. So he went back to school, learned a bunch of concepts, and began to work on outlining the perfect internet business, and that led him to create a radical new business model backed by real-world experience that reflected his high standards and his personality. That model is outlined in the Perfect Solution video mentioned earlier, and ONPASSIVE was birthed through that model. It is that model. And its product offering is a massive cache of tools that equates to an abbreviated version of everything in the digital world. In short, ONPASSIVE is an AI IT company with a huge digital ecosystem containing everything needed to build and automate any online business. So stop trying to figure it out. Just focus, join, and build while you can. We are massive, we are automated, debt-free, and we are done for you. But there's a lot more in the platform than what you've heard about. And you need to know also that there's things built into ONPASSIVE. These things, as opposed to products in the ecosystem, are things digitally woven into the structure throughout many levels to guarantee your success and to keep the flow going without the market ever getting saturated. You also need to know that we're truthful about everything we've done, and the paradigm shift that is ONPASSIVE will launch in 2020, barring nothing catastrophic happens. And it's going to launch as a miracle business with the greatest single digital ecosystem of products ever offered in one place and the most revolutionary pay plan that has ever been seen. But we're still not providing specific launch dates until we're ready to, so as to not to put ourselves under pressure to open simply because there's a date out there. But the soft launch is close. We've been told a couple of things, right? We've been told, yeah, we're launching in 2020, and we've been told the beta campaign is going to last 60 to 90 days. Well, my guess is we're going to be starting the soft launch the last week in September simply because that gives us time to run the full 90 days. I mean, seriously, has anybody ever known Mr. Mufareh to do anything that was halfway? No, he goes all out, full tilt boogie every time he does something. So I don't expect those campaigns are going to be short. Anyway, if he starts sooner, great, but I'm not banking on it. The good news is that any one of us joining from this point on will still have time to invite and sign up founders before we go public. You don't have to, but man alive, come on. That would set your financial future on fire. And as long as I'm at it, let me say a word about the pay plan, okay? In previous videos, I've outlined what we describe as subscriptions. I'm not going to be doing that anymore. Not after yesterday's leadership council meeting with Mr. Mufareh. Also, for months, I have urged people to stop using that outdated chart called the matrix simply because, though it may do a good job exploiting the old, boring, old news MLMs, it does not even come close to doing a good job of representing the radical structure of the revolutionary pay plan uniquely developed by ONPASSIVE for ONPASSIVE. Have you ever heard a phrase like this? Eye has not seen, nor ear heard, nor have entered into the heart of man. Well, let me tell you something. Yeah, it's like that. and you'll only see it after you join from the inside of OnPassive after we launch. We want you to understand OnPassive's vision is centered on strengthening all of our connections and lifting up the human condition. We want you to understand that OnPassive is far, far bigger than the original vision and radically different from anything that you've ever seen. You also need to know the greatest potential for reaping rewards through OnPassive is by becoming a member of GoFounders. And right now, the gatekeepers to OnPassive are its founders. So let's define them again. Founders are members that join before OnPassive opens to the public, which happens after the soft launch. So if you join before the soft launch, you're a primary early bird founder. If you join after the soft launch starts, you're a secondary founder. But founders are founders regardless of when they join. They still have status and benefit, period. So let's talk about how you become one and why you want to be one. First of all, a founder's quality of life and happiness is going to be simple and relatively easy. The primary founders acquire their founder's position for $97 by joining GoFounders before the soft launch gets started. As a major benefit, they're placed in the top tier of the pay plan with secondary founders placed in their team. Secondary founders acquire their position for $149 by joining GoFounders after the soft launch gets started and promptly are placed in the primary founders teams. During the soft launch, OnPassive will place new founders in the founders teams as a result of the marketing. So a major benefit to all founders is having their teams populated with more founders from before the launch. Now, when people join after the public opening, they become members. So what is a member? Well, members are either a customer, a reseller, or both. A customer pays a monthly fee to use OnPassive's products to automate businesses, etc. A reseller pays a monthly fee to be able to resell OnPassive's products to others to use with automating their businesses, etc. As indicated earlier, a member can be a customer and a reseller if they join after the opening in the public, but they are not founders. And to be crystal clear, entry into GoFounders will not be offered for a minimum of 1 year after OnPassive opens to the public. This is to say that new founders positions will not be offered at any price for at least a year. When they do become available, get this, the price of them is not going to be $97 and it's not going to be $997. So why exactly should we become a founder? Well, in a word, success. In a specific word, money. Founders are going to earn a whole lot more, exponentially more than post-launch members. They're going to earn a lot more simply because they have teams. A founder that successfully invites other founders before OnPassive opens to the public is going to keep them as team members. Additionally, when the soft launch starts, new founders brought in by OnPassive's beta marketing efforts are going to be placed in all of the founders' teams. This means founders have other founders in their teams that were personally referred as well as founders brought in by the company. Put another way, primary and secondary founders will earn commissions from sales through the secondary founders placed in their teams during pre-launch. That is a massive benefit. Furthermore, OnPassive will place members in all founders teams through super campaigns that are going to be run after we open to the public. There are currently several of these massive campaigns scheduled to take place immediately following the launch. They're expected to bring in many millions and millions of members. As said earlier, those members, which become the customers and resellers, are all placed in the primary and secondary founders teams. Another great benefit founders have is the ability to promote, to invite others immediately as soon as they join. And as you may imagine, it's a lot easier to pre-build a team when there's no real sense of urgency and there's no monthly cost associated with it. So let's do a bit of a recap and then explain a little more detail. Founders can invite other founders into their teams, right? Simple. OnPassive is going to place more founders in all the founders' teams as a result of the marketing done in the beta campaign that we call the soft launch before we open to the public. After we do, ONPASSIVE is going to use the super campaigns to place members in every founder's teams. There are currently several campaigns, super campaigns, scheduled, and each one is expected at a bare minimum to triple the membership of the founders' teams. Like ONPASSIVE, the benefits available to the founder in team memberships alone are massive, since each member is a potential income stream for that founder. But what if someone waits until ONPASSIVE opens to the public before joining? Well, they've lost the founder opportunity. They lost it. As previously mentioned, those joining after we open publicly have only three options. They become customers, right? They become resellers, okay, or they become both. As a reseller, the member can build their own team of customers and resellers. But ONPASSIVE will not include them in the ongoing marketing campaigns. This is to say, ONPASSIVE won't pay for marketing to build post-launch members' teams. Whatever a customer or reseller does to build their business, that's on them. Another major disadvantage for the post-launch member is the inability to pre-build a team because they can only market to prospects after they join. I mean, seriously, pre-building is easier when time is your friend and you're not paying a monthly fee for the privilege. Putting another way, post-launch members have no way to market before they join, so they won't have any time to build a team before they're paying the monthly subscription costs. It can still be lucrative, but not anywhere near as lucrative or easy as the founder's position. No matter what position a post-launch customer or reseller has, there will be no founder advantage with it. And it's the founder advantage that makes all that difference. Founders are currently the gateway to ONPASSIVE, and they will have teams built for them. Teams of thousands, millions, and their success is guaranteed by ONPASSIVE. Because of leverage and duplication, founders' teams will grow exponentially beginning immediately after launch as we target our market of 4.5 billion with a B internet users. And you can, guess what? You can be one of these founders. Yes, you can. You know why? And if you're looking for a sales pitch, here it is. Because you can afford the $97 for the founder position. And then you can relax and you can wait for the magic to happen since your success is guaranteed. And if you want to, you can increase your success by placing founders in your team, but only if you want to. So, whether you believe you can do this or not, you can. Take control of your life. I'm inviting you to join if you haven't already. If an existing founder gave you an invitation to join, then go back to that founder and sign up in their team. But if you're here and you want to become a founder, then I would love to have you on my team. So please click the link in the description box below and join right now. You will be very, very glad you did. And I wish nothing but happiness and goodness for you. I appreciate you listening. I look forward to working with you and to wish only blessing and blessings upon you and your entire family.